Keto and Krime, Keto and Krime. We uncover the grime on Keto and Krime. Keto and Krime, Keto and Krime. Now is the time for Keto and Krime.
Hey everyone, Tracy here from Keto and Krime. Thank you so much to every single one of my patrons and channel members. You make this possible. And you're one of the reasons I do this. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And if I haven't said it before, thank you. I'll sing it. Thank you. Thank you for hanging in there with me and letting me geek out, not making fun of me like a lot of other people do, because I like weird stuff about crime and dark history. Thanks, everyone. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Keto and Krime. I apologize. I am so congested. The weather here in Tennessee goes from tornado to warm to rainy to snowstorm to just cool, back to snowstorm. And today it's rain mixed with some freezing rain. And as a result, my sinuses stay congested all the time. Plus the fact that I'm allergic to animal dander, but yet we have a menagerie. But I love them all, but I'm just having a really hard time with the sinuses. But normally, I try to stick to true crime or just some other fun, uplifting type. Not that true crime is uplifting, but fun stuff. And when I do address weight loss, I try to address it in a very positive way because we all have our struggles with weight. I think you all know that my weight has been up and down my entire life. From the time I was in fourth grade when I really started putting on weight to now, I have periods where I'm thin and in good shape, and I have periods where I'm just busted can of biscuits. So it's just so I'm trying now to put myself into that moderation phase because I do really well with extremes. I do really well, of course, if I'm just totally eating off the wagon, and I do really well if I'm on a more strict eating plan. But it's that moderation, where I can have a slice of pizza and a salad instead of the whole medium pizza. We don't want to talk about that because it has happened. Uh, You know what I'm saying. So I'm trying to get myself into that mindset. And so when I do look at health related content, I try to go for the more positive. But occasionally the YouTube algorithms, Susan and all her glory, will feed me something that is just so outlandish, ironically, I can't help but joke on it. And that's what I came across. I'm a little late with this. This happened about 8 months to a year ago. But Tess Holliday, this young lady you see right here, is a plus size model, super plus size model. I would say she's easily 400 pounds, probably pushing 500. So, unless she's like really, really short. But as a model, usually you're not short. So she's somewhere around 400. And that's not a healthy weight for anyone. But she actually has come out a few months ago saying that she's actually anorexic. And so I thought I would just take a look at the short news report, react to it, and try to understand where her mind is and why she's saying these things. So, with that being said, a big shout out to all my loyal channel members, patrons. Love you. My subscribers, thank you so much. The best thing you can do is like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm never trying to bully anybody when I do these reactions, but some people just lay themselves out to be ripped on, and that's what I'm going to do. So, let's dive in.
Thank you.
Model Tess Holliday. Known for
She is pretty. She's very pretty.
over 2 million followers on Instagram and major brand partnerships. But below the surface, Tess says she's been suffering with an eating disorder.
I'm going to say it's probably compulsive overeating like I do or binge eating disorder if she has any sort of eating disorder. But anorexia, that's pushing it.
Myself in the way I needed. I wasn't looking after my mental health in the ways that I should have. I was always making sure that everyone else's cup was full and I wasn't filling my own. So
I get that. That's something that a lot of American women struggle with. I know I do. You tend to take care of everyone else, and not yourself, and so you kind of neglect your own health and your own needs. I see that. I can definitely see that.
how I went so long without really being able to address, myself and my disordered eating.
The 35-year-old mother of two says her decades-long disordered eating caught up to her in the last year.
I would go all day without eating, and I would chalk it up to, I'm busy, I'm this.
Going all day without eating. That's just life. That happens. That just happens. You remember those days when you were in college or, when you were really, really young and you would like not eat anything for 24 hours. The next day you'd eat a whole pizza, but your weight kind of stayed stable. I mean, that just happens. It's not anorexia, Tess. I'm sorry. And who wrapped her in a bed sheet? Fat is just, if to be a fashion model, that Tess, no, girl, whoever dressed you needs to be fired immediately because that's not flattering. It looks like a dust ruffle. It just does. It looks, somebody wrapped this chick in a dust ruffle. Anyway.
Hunger pain all day, and I was sick all day. Oh, I'm busy, I'm a mom, I'm this, I'm working, I'll eat later, but later never happened. And then at nighttime, usually when my kids were in bed and I could settle, I would eat one meal and then I would go to bed.
Holliday sought help.
Honey, what were you eating in that one meal? Intermittent fasting is a thing. People lose a lot of weight or keep their weight normal by intermittent fasting and then eating all of their calories in a designated area, designated time frame. And it's very beneficial. It includes this rejuvenation of the skin. And she's obviously getting some of those benefits because she's very pretty. But I'm just saying that what were you eating in that one meal? Unless you have a thyroid issue or, uber slow metabolism, which can be treated, that must have been a hell of a meal for you to maintain 400 pounds. I mean, to maintain 400 pounds, you've got to be eating 5,000 to 6,000, maybe 7,000 calories a day. So what were you eating in that meal? If what you say is true, wow.
She has a form of anorexia, a revelation that has received some support, as well as anger and skepticism.
There are people out there that are literally emaciated that do suffer from anorexia that I think would be very offended by you saying that. You don't have anorexia, girl. You have, I'm eating once a day and it's a hell of a meal disorder. I mean, come on. If you just think about what you're saying, the caloric load you have to have, you're eating the entire menu. I mean, I know, I've been there. I've done it. I know. But
So I think for people hearing me say I'm anorexic,
I swear that dress is terrible. And even though I admire this lady for having the courage to get out there and be a model, and I think she's pretty. I think she's intelligent, but I also think she's delusional. Um, there's a difference. There has to be a line between body positivity and health consciousness. Body positivity is, yes, being proud of being yourself, loving your body as it is, but also there's nothing wrong with taking care of your body. How can you love your body? Love your body if you are feeding it into the point it's going to shut down. At 400 pounds, you're going to die sooner than somebody that's not 400 pounds. I mean, there are tons of statistics out there, and yet I don't believe you can be healthy at every size. You cannot be healthy if you're, below 100 pounds, if you're a grown person, and you cannot be healthy if you're super morbidly obese. Now, yes, can somebody that's underweight within, barely underweight be healthy? Of course. Can somebody that just has a few extra pounds to lose be healthy? Of course. I'm not talking about somebody that is, 5'7", 5'6", that might weigh 200, 210 pounds. We're talking about somebody that is obviously in the lower to mid 5 foot, that's 400 pounds. So look at the girth of that. You're almost as wide as you are tall. And that is just, the body was not designed. Think of the strain on your joints, Tess, the how your heart and your lungs is having your kidneys, how it's all having to work overtime just to keep you alive, and to promote that it's okay is dangerous, is a lot more dangerous than any quote unquote body shaming that you would have to do. Now, if you are out there calling people names, and yes, I know I poked fun at the bed sheet, but it's not her, it's the bed sheet. If you're out there calling somebody names and, and bullying somebody because of what, yeah, that's fat shaming. That's body negativity. But if you're just lovingly telling them, I'm worried about your health, please lose this weight for your health, that's not body shaming. That's loving someone. It's not even tough love. It's just love. So what you're promoting is very bad in a way. Very bad.
Hard and confusing. I've had a lot of messages from folks that are anorexic that are livid and angry because they feel like I'm lying.
Yeah. Yeah, let's talk to the doctor that diagnosed you. Okay, have you actually been diagnosed, or are you just throwing that word around?
Believe me, that I'm anorexic and that this is what I'm dealing with. Um, it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, this is my truth. If this resonates with you,
It may be your truth, but is it the truth?
great. It's so much more powerful just to say, hey, I'm hurting. And if you're hurting too, that's okay. You don't have to do this alone.
Tess having the willingness to speak out about her experience, acknowledging some of the backlash that she is receiving, is an indication of extraordinary bravery and an
Extraordinary delusion. Delusion, and who the hell are you?
Tess confided in the counsel of Anna Sweeney, specializing in eating disorders, who says Tess has atypical anorexia.
atypical anorexia, which would imply the same physiological characteristics of anorexia nervosa, except for body size.
I've seen Tess Holliday at a photo shoot eating an entire birthday cake. That's not anorexia. Let's take a look at the definition of anorexia nervosa, shall we? Anorexia nervosa, and this is from the Mayo Clinic, honey. So this ain't Wikipedia. Mayo Clinic. Anorexia nervosa, often simply called anorexia, is an eating disorder characterized by an abnormally low body weight, an intense fear of gaining weight, and a distorted perception of weight. Okay, there may be the one actual symptom of anorexia that Tess Holliday has. Distorted perception of weight, because I don't think it has made the connection between her hip and her brain that she's that overweight. So that may be the one part of anorexia that she has. People with anorexia place a high value on controlling their weight and shape, using extreme efforts that tend to significantly interfere with their lives. To prevent weight gain or to continue losing weight, people with anorexia usually severely restrict the amount of food they eat. Does she look like she restricts food? Does she look like she restricts food? They may control calorie intake by vomiting after eating or misusing laxative, diet aids, or anemia. So they kind of have the same, there's even some bulimia mixed in there. They may also try to lose weight by exercising excessively. Does she look like she exercises excessively? No matter how much weight is lost, the person continues to fear weight gain. Now, does any of that sound like Tess Holliday? This is the Mayo Clinic, y'all. And I don't know who this woman is. She's probably a body positivity activist. Let's check her out, shall we? And here she is. Instagram and her own website are the only two places that I can find her. She is a registered dietitian, but she is also a body image, intuitive eating, and social justice advocate, which literally translates into body positivity activist. So, yeah, she's not a psychologist or a psychiatrist that evidently, unless this MS is in social work or something, that can diagnose somebody with atypical anorexia. Atypical meaning not the typical anorexia. So you just pulled this out of your ass. Okay, whatever. Anyway, let's get back to the video. Where's the psychologist?
Well, I won't eat all day. I'll maybe have like coffee, or maybe I'll have, a handful of whatever. And then at nighttime, I'll have my meal or snacks or whatever. So I thought that meant that I was.
Where's the psychologist? I would take it a lot more to. You see, the only person that's coming on here to say she's anorexia is the body positivity activist. I doubt it.
She says online hate played into her struggles.
Yeah, I am a model, right? I am successful. Doing this for a long time. I've been talking about, self-acceptance and loving yourself and fat acceptance for a long time. But I still deal with it. I still get people that make me feel like.
Don't send her hate. She's ill. She's ill. Don't send her hate. Send her positive vibes in the hopes that she will change her way of eating and get herself into better shape so that she's with us a lot longer, because no one wants Tess Holliday to exit the earth. At least I don't.
Ridiculous standards. I have had people shouting at me my entire career that all I do is sit around and eat, and I was starving. I was
Girl, you're not starving. Have you ever known real hunger? Have you ever just sat and found true gut-wrenching hunger? Survey says probably not. It might do you good to do that. That's one of the things I did, because I do compulsively overeat, I emotionally eat, I binge. I tried to just find what true hunger felt like. And it took me a while to get there. And so now I've learned to disseminate between what true hunger is and what is, I just want to eat, I'm just craving a taste, or I'm just thirsty or stressed. I've learned to differentiate between that. And it's something that I think everyone should try, within reason. Now, yes, obese people can nutritionally be starving because they usually eat lots of junk. You're not getting this obese or as obese as I am by eating huge amounts of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, good fats, or even, overeating on keto. If you're following a low carb diet, you're not getting this fat because it's very, very, very hard to overeat on those types of foods because the volume. They're high nutrient, low calorie, and the volume of food you have to eat is something that even my stomach couldn't handle. So you're not getting overweight by eating healthful food that is feeding you nutriently. But what you are getting fat on is refined, processed garbage that doesn't have any nutritional benefit at all. And so, yes, many times obese people are starving for nutrients, not calories, but nutrients. So, yes, she could very well be malnourished. Probably is malnourished.
If you're anorexic, it's a purposeful thing. I think I was almost punishing myself.
And how long do
No, I'm not buying it.
you feel like you've been purposely punishing yourself?
I've had an eating disorder since when my mom almost died.
Oh, absolutely, you have an eating disorder. I think you stress eat, you overeat, you binge eat, you compulsively overeat. Food's like a safety blanket. I absolutely agree that she has an eating disorder, just not anorexia.
Do not occur for one simple reason. There are a million things that can go right for a person, and one thing goes wrong, and an eating disorder comes to fruition. And so, certainly, trauma can be an initiating factor.
Eating disorders are extremely common and may affect nearly 1 in every 10 people. According to a study, about 9% of the U.S. population, almost 29 million people, will have an eating disorder in their lifetime.
There's nothing but messaging that comes from the world that says the worst thing that can happen to you.
All right, the rest of this is just statistics and stuff. But, yeah, Tess Holliday says she's anorexic. I call BS. What do you think? Let me know down below. Do you enjoy these kinds of reaction videos? Always on the subject of health or true crime. But let me know. I'm always looking for new ways to improve the channel and entertain you guys. So with that being said, I'll see you soon. I got 2 great true crime videos coming out this weekend. And with that being said, until next time, Keto and Krime.